All right, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. It's the brother Kadash Ayash from the city of Indianapolis Cat. Most God, I'm going to give you all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. I'm honest to the apostle, elders, and great millstone who rule and teach well. And peace and salutation to you brothers pushing this truth week in, week out. In sincerity, charity, and love in the spirit of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. All right. We have to examine ourselves on the daily, man. Sometimes we might get too puffed up. Sometimes we might uh, not move in the right way that we're supposed to be moving. And sometimes we might go off and not catch it. So, we have to actually examine ourselves on a daily basis, man. You know, correct our spirit on a daily basis. So, I'm bringing a few precepts of Lord willing to be edifying into the body. All right, this is 2 Corinthians 13 and 5. Examine yourselves whether you be in the faith. So check your spirit, check to make sure that you're doing the things that are right. All right, things that are right until you have Hashem Yahweh Shai. Not just doing whatever you want to do. All right, prove your own selves. Know know ye not. It's like know ye not your own selves how Yahweh Shai Mashiach is in you, except ye be reproved. So you got to correct yourself, man. You can't just keep going on doing whatever you want to do, on and on and on, and not correct it or change it or switch it up. You know, because if not, you really not conquering. You're not conquering anything. You're just falling right back into that flesh, falling right back into those desires that what you want. Okay, this is I'm not gonna be long, Lord willing. This is 1 Corinthians 11 and 28. Bear with me. First Corinthians 11 and 28. But let man examine himself, and so let him eat of the bread and drink of thy cup. All right, change yourself, man. All right, and walk as Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai will walk. You know, all right, walk in the spirit, walk, move the way that the Lord wants us to move. Okay, you can't say that you a man of the Lord and you only a man of the Lord when it matters. All right, on the highways and byways, you gotta be a man of the Lord 24/7 out here. Okay, it butts about it. You know, so you can't just half step when it comes to the truth, man. When you first come in, it's gonna be sweet. Then you look up, it gets bitter. Okay, because everybody think it's just all about coming out here and cussing out Esau and things of that nature. But it's more to this truth than that, man. It's a whole lot more to this truth than that. Okay, demons mess with us. Okay, all right, we go through our tests and trials in this truth as well. It's not no easy. It is, but you gonna have to go through some things. All right, you're gonna have to go through some things in this truth, man. Don't think it's just gonna be an easy walk. Demons mess with you all the time in this truth. You know, so you have to be prepared for that. And sometimes them demons are how you going off or steering to the left or the right, but you got to stay focused on this truth. Stay focused on your how about Shemi Shai, man. All right, that's the goal. All right, because we're not perfect. These bodies are not perfect. Our minds are not perfect, so we're not going to be perfect. So we got to constantly check our spirit and check ourselves to make sure that we're moving right in the right way in the right direction. You know, this is Lamentations 3:40. Let us search and try our ways and turn again to the Lord. All right. So we're gonna search out the things that we have done wrong. All right. We're gonna change the things that we have done wrong. You know, like I said, correct it so we can be on that right path and turn what back to your how about Shem Yahweh Shai. You know, you just can't do what you want to do and think that that's okay. You got to examine yourself and change things before the Lord changes. Because once the Lord get on you and change them, it's not gonna be, you know, I got the elder said it's not gonna be sweet and simple. The Lord has to get on you and change things in your life or change the way that you do things. Not gonna be nice, sweet, and simple about that, you know. So you got to get it together, man. You know, we have to really have to check our spirit on the daily. All right. Oh Lord, I didn't mean to do this. Hey Lord, you know, hey, I was going off with that. You know, you got to check yourself in this thing. Cause Satan put things in your mind that are how you believing and thinking of things that's not really going on. So another reason you got to constantly examine yourself. How you have fear with a brother, or how you mad at a brother, and the brother really ain't did nothing but do what? Try to help you. But saying that how you jacked up in the mind to make you think that that brother was trying to do you wrong. So you got to pray, fast, and examine yourself as much as possible, especially in these last evil days, man. When the spirits, when these Salakia, when these demons are increasing, all right, evils are getting worse. Satan trying to mess with you and jack you up and change your mind about it and try to turn you up into the truth. That's going to get worse. These things are going to get worse, man. You know, right now we finna go through the ultimate test. You know, we finna all go through the ultimate test soon here. Okay, we all got to go through that ultimate test. You know, we finna be taken through the fire. So it's best to examine yourself, conquer these different things that you can conquer right now. You know, get these things, you know, be able to be built up more and more because you're conquering different things. Then to wait till the last minute and now you jacked up. See what I'm saying? Because that's what's going on. A lot of people are jacked up, man. But you men in the faith, we gotta check ourselves. See, they don't check themselves because they don't care or have that fear for Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. We gotta check ourselves. You know, even if we just, you know, if we stump our toe, hey Lord, what did I do? Lord, forgive me. I'm sorry I did that. You know, we get to ask Lord what we did. How did we do it? Do we mess up? Are you mad at me? You know, but all that is a part of examining yourself because then you're gonna go back and think about what's going on. You know, so we gotta stay focused and examine ourselves, man. Excuse me. You know, be prepared. Get your mind, get your mind right and prepared. You know, that's basically what you're doing. You examine yourself. You get your whole mind, your whole mental together, and changing the way that you think and do things. All right. What did I stop at? Lamentations 40. Okay. So this is First John. This is First John 1:9. This is First John 1:9. This is the people that think that you know you don't have to examine yourself. You're good. You're perfect. Nobody's perfect. There was only one person who walked this earth that was perfect, and we know who that was. All right. It says if you say if you say that we have no sin, we deceive ourselves. Oh, I ain't gonna do it. I ain't going off. I got this. I'm perfect. I'm 100%. We deceive ourselves, and the truth is not in us. All right. We deceive you, deceiving yourself, thinking that you got it all going on, and you ain't going off in no type of way. You know, this is perfect. You perfect, Mr. Perfect. No, we all sin. All right. We have filthy rags, as the scriptures speak of, man. All right. So ain't nobody perfect on this side, man. Okay. But it says this: if we confess our sins, He is faithful and just to forgive us our sins and cleanse us from the all unrighteousness. You know, that's a part of examining yourself, confessing yourself to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You know, letting the Lord know, bro. You know, and those are the things that we got to do in this truth, man. You know? So with that, we give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Double honor to the apostles, elders, and millstone who rule and teach well. And peace, society, takes these brothers pushing the truth week in, week out of sincerity, charity, and love in the spirit of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. With that, Shalom.